Okay, in this video we're going to show you just real quick on how to create polls within your Connect Pro meeting room. Polls are just one of the many kinds of pods that you can share within your meeting room. And we're going to show you the 3 types of polls that you can create. So to create a poll pod, go up here to Pods, scroll down to Poll, and then we're going to select Add New Poll. You could also select from any previously created polls if you wanted to add them to your layout. Okay, so we're going to add a new poll. And again, there's 3 kinds of polls that you can create, and we're going to walk through each of those 3 real quick. Okay, we have our poll pod. Up here you see a drop down arrow where you get to choose which kind of poll you'd like. You have a choice from a multiple choice, multiple answer, and short answer. For our first poll, we're going to pick multiple choice. Okay, and then here in the question we're going to type in what our question is. There's going to be a simple yes or no. So for this I'm going to put, did you finish your pre-work for today's class? Okay, this is a typical question I might ask for one of our virtual training sessions. Okay, and then down here is the answers, 1 per line. I'm just going to put yes, no, and then maybe some of it, right, for the choices. Then I hit open. Then now you see this question. And the question here that we filled out, by default goes up to the top. But if you wanted to change that for whichever reason, you could just click on the top, and then you could type in whatever you wanted. You could put poll question, right? Or whatever. And whatever you name it is how you're going to find it if you were to bring back a previously created poll pod. Like I mentioned before, you see that poll question. Okay, that's just the name of that poll pod. Okay, so this is multiple choice. Your user can still only select one response, right? And then I'm going to go ahead and edit poll because it looks like I have 2 of the answers in the same line. That's my mistake. Now we have all 3 answers in 3 different lines. Open poll, and now they have 3 choices, and they can only select one of the 3. And just to know with polls, a couple things. This broadcast results is for if you wanted to share those results with learners. Typically in a class, we'll check that after we get all the responses in, if we don't want to influence their answer. If it doesn't matter, you could have it checked beforehand, but they won't see the responses until that's checked. If you wanted to end poll, that means no more voting is allowed, and then you can reopen it. Okay? And then edit if you wanted to change what the options were. Okay? That's a very basic multiple choice poll. Okay, now we're going to create a second poll. Add new poll. Now for this one, let's do multiple answer. Okay? And for this one, let's say I want to ask which of the below programs do you have experience with? Okay, this is one that they might have multiple responses possible. Okay, so I might put like Word, PowerPoint, Photoshop, and how about one more program? Let's say Camtasia, because that's what I'm using to record this today. Then hit open, and now you see multiple responses. We could have done many more responses if that made sense for our question. Okay, and now unlike the above poll, learners could select all of your answer choices because it's multiple choice. They could select just one. Okay, again, broadcast results if we want to share that. We can end poll if we want to stop voting, right? View votes, you could see who answered, how each person answered if you wanted to. Okay, that's the second type of polling question. And for the last one, we're going to create, I'm just going to give us a little more room here. For that last poll, we're going to do short answer. Okay, so we go up here, short answer. Let's say let's do for the question, what do you hope to learn today? Okay, you might ask this question. You could also do this in the chat pod. You probably would, but just to give us an idea, open up our poll, And then learners will have the option to type into this pod right here. I hope to learn how to create polls. Okay, very basic. Hit enter. Now the answer is submitted. Again, you have the choice of broadcast results or not. And then the answers are click anonymous. So if you wanted to have anonymous answers, you could do that. End poll, again, if you wanted to stop voting. So this looks a little bit different in Chatpod because there are anonymous responses here. So that's our short answer poll. So again, we covered you can have multiple choice polls. If you just wanted sort of them to pick one option or one answer to your poll, multiple answer polls, or just short answer. Those are your 3 polling pods. Now real quick, just like with other pods, I want to show how you can bring this back. Let's say you're creating a virtual class where you wanted a poll as learners came into your room. Maybe you're asking them on their experience level with the subject matter, right? For example. And then you wanted later on in the class, you wanted to bring that poll back for like a debrief, right? Or maybe at the end of the class, and you want to follow up and ask, you know, where they stand now, right? So you go to poll. What do you hope to learn today? And then we're just bringing that back from the previous layout. And you can do that with any of the pods, but just to show you, if you wanted to bring back a poll layout, you could have that same poll multiple layouts. You see here it is in the beginning, and here it is in this other layout. And just know that if you share pods across multiple layouts, whatever's typed into one will reflect in the other. And you'll encounter that with chat pods, which we'll cover later. Okay, that's it. Very easy to create a polling question within Connect Pro and to create multiple.